What's up, YouTube? Another video off the dome. Today I'm outside recording this. I guess we'll just get right into it. Had some sprints. Moved on into some hang cleans this week. Trying to record and mostly use footage of like my working sets or my top sets. Just want to include the most quality content. Obviously, there's a time and place for warm-ups and different accessory work, but I don't know if I have the time of day to show all of that because I'd have like a 2-hour video. So here are most of my top sets. I mean, sometimes if I'm maxing out, I like to put in the warm-up sets because technically you only have one top set or two top sets, so it's not actually that entertaining. But yeah, hang cleans for sets of 4. Wow, that's a lot of volume. That's a lot of damage. I think it's pretty cool. I've been liking hang cleans. Hang cleans are definitely fun. Now this is the nitty gritty right here. These deep squats. I actually don't know if that specific day I was supposed to deep squat or half squat because it didn't specify, so I just assumed it was deep. But the next week's, spoiler alert, on that specific day I was doing half squats. It programmed half squats, so maybe I'm thinking like, oh, I was supposed to be doing half squats and I did deep squats, but you know what? It really doesn't matter, and honestly, I'd probably get more adaptation out of doing them deep. But yeah, I mean, I had 225 on there. I would say this is like 90% of my depth. Definitely could have gone a little bit lower, but 225 felt pretty good. Like, I'm sometimes I'm a little scared that I'll go into like butt wink at the bottom of the rep, and which basically means that your spine is out of alignment, and that can lead to back issues at some point. That's not very good. So like sometimes I cut the rep slightly above what I want to, or what is my max depth. In more recent weeks, I've been trying to go a little deeper than what you see here in the video. But I don't know. Squatting is I'm starting to realize after like hitting more depth and trying to get strong in those compromised positions is that I'm really weak at squatting. Like I think I have relatively pretty good power. Like my power clean's pretty good. I hit a 225 power clean. Could probably hit like 235 if I deloaded and or tapered off. But back squat, I really don't know how much I could hit. Going deep, I might be able to hit like maybe 265, 275. But that's nothing compared to what I thought was my previous deep squat PR, which was like, I don't know, 285, 300. And that 300, I'm gonna count it as a half squat. I don't think it was a deep squat. I'm not terrible at half squatting, but I think it's pretty important for people to be able to push through bigger ranges of motion.
You guys eating dinner?
Am I eating dinner? Of course I am, Dad.
Freddy eating dinner?
So, I mean, yeah, I guess that principle also applies to these deadlifts. I don't think right here I had to, but in the weeks after filming this, I had to elevate the deadlift platform a little bit with some blocks. And part of that, I think, is because my setup isn't great, and I'm using mostly a hinging movement, and I'm not bending at the knees enough to get me low enough to where my back is straight. Here it looks alright, I guess. But yeah, for some of my other deadlifts, I've had to elevate them. And I don't know. I like deadlift. Deadlift is uh, one of the first movements that I learned um, when I started to strength train for volleyball. I mean, it's really just a solid combination of knee extension and then using your hips. I mean, I would say it's slightly more hip dominant. I think trap bar is more knees, but um, I don't know. It's a decent movement. Obviously, the big limiter is your back. This is some general work here. I don't really know why I chose to record it. I just thought it would be kind of interesting, um, but it's not actually that interesting, I don't think. These are some of the step ups. This is the knee extension exercise of Friday's lift. Um, they're harder than they look with the slow eccentric part. Um, and yeah, just trying to eke out as much range of motion, pretty much. And yeah, I mean that was it for Friday. I didn't film anything else. This is the jump session. I didn't film that much here either, but got up to 10.2.5 on the standing vert. That equates to a 31.5 inch standing vert, which is pretty good. I've been sort of plateaued there, I'm not gonna lie. Um, for I don't even know how long. I feel like I've been able to hit that consistently for a while. And then I did also PR my approach vertical with, I mean, basically 3 steps, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, I hit 10.5, which is a 34-inch vertical on both different approaches. This is the next week. Had our hang cleans. Let's see if I can analyze any of this technique. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty flawless to me. I guess the only 2 complaints I think I have are uh, sometimes my catch position I go a little bit wider with my legs than I can actually squat. But everything looks pretty good. Looks like I'm using my knees and my hips pretty well. Timing looks pretty good. Catch looks alright. I don't know. The hardest thing here is just being able to reset the weight, because catching it and then putting it down is a little hard, and resetting your grip. I know I've talked about that before, but it's a common struggle I have with this exercise. I'm curious what people think in terms of hang power cleans, like difficulty level compared to just a regular clean from the floor. Like, do people normally perform better or worse? Like, I have a feeling it's worse just because I don't think you can recruit as much power, but who knows? I had some half squats. I think I could have gone deeper here, but I don't remember that specific day. I maybe just chose not to or something, or I didn't elevate my heels enough, so I only went down until my ankles could somewhat bear the load. But yeah, like I was talking about earlier, like I'm okay in a half squat, but anything deeper than that, I'm like very, very weak. I know there's a lot of talk about what depths are good for vertical or for athleticism, and I mean, I know that the answer is all of them. Like, you have to train all different types of joint angles. If you're a sprinter, you do want to be doing quarter squats and whatnot. But I think everyone should be capable of at least doing a deep squat. Um, Again, it just depends on what's going to be most specific for what you're trying to do. Um, Nothing crazy here, really. Had our deadlifts again. Yeah, so I had to elevate the platform because I don't know. I was just a little cautious. I didn't want to like screw up my back. So I did it from platforms. I think I could have had my set position a little further away from the bar, so instead of being right under my laces, they were, the bar being slightly more forward. And that would have helped me get down a little lower. Probably wouldn't have had to use the blocks, but it's fine. I think it was still a good lift. Still had a decent amount of intent. Not bad stuff. And then I had the jump session. Pretty butt cheeks as per usual. I feel slow and tired. Not really sore. I think that's a misconception other people have about training like this because it involves legs. Like, everyone associates hitting legs with just like brutal recovery. Like, oh, I'm so sore, blah blah blah. But if you hit legs for long enough, you don't really get that sore. It's definitely more of a systemic neurological fatigue that, as you can see, I'm just very slow. I have to do like 3-step approaches because my tendons aren't stiff enough to get me off the ground. Again, the fact that on most days my standing vert is just as good as my approach, it just means that like I can't take in speed. I have to have very long ground contact times, like 300 milliseconds, 350 milliseconds. Like, just, I don't know. Not strong enough yet, but I will be soon. That about wraps it up for today. If you liked the video, let me know. Give me a like, leave me a comment, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.